Hey, this is Sri Vishwanath here, and welcome to episode number 30 of the Ask Sri Vishwanath Vedanta Show. In today's video, we're going to speak about the secret of Maya, part 2. So, if you have not watched the first part, I'd highly encourage you to go and watch the first part. So, here's how Vedanta begins. Brahman reflected in Maya is Ishvara. Brahman reflected in avidya is jiva, which is the embodied soul, you and me. So see, it is so clear. There is Brahman, then there is Maya and avidya. These are the three things. If you know clearly, you don't need to know another 100 million things. So I want to give you an example. Let's say you visualize. Now everything visualize, okay? Don't imagine. The difference between imagining and visualizing. Visualization is your virgin power from the soul. You can directly visualize because you're not adding anything in visualization. It's a manifestation. So visualize a paper, like a blank paper. Now this paper is Brahman. This is not blank, as the Buddhists say, nothing. It's everything. It's Sat, Chit, Ananda. Sat is existence, Chit is the knowing, the consciousness, and bliss is the bliss. So knowledge and bliss is unmanifested, and so that gets manifest. So now in that blank page, now if you there's no problem when we have just that page, right? Everything is clear, it's Brahman, there's no issue. But now you draw a big circle. That big circle is called Maya. The circle, the circumference of the circle. Because what it does, it separates. Now you have space inside the circle and outside the circle, and that's how duality appears. There's only one page, but then there's space. So this big circle, the circle which you draw, that's called Maya, the circumference. And the space inside the circle is Ishvara, the consciousness, whatever. That's called Ishvara, Shuddha Chaitanya. Consciousness of Ishvara, how God creates the whole world. So Brahman reflected in Maya is Ishvara. And now you draw a small circle. That is avidya, the circumference. And inside that is jiva, you and me. And then we can draw more smaller circles or whatever. So if you see, the page is one, but because the two circles and then the two becomes whatever, 2,000 or 2 million or whatever. One appearing as many, see? Because the jiva, you and I, we are only concerned about what is operating inside our circle. And so it appears, oh, my circle, your circle, everyone, that circle, but there's only one page. Did you get? So one appearing as many, that is Maya. And that Ishvara knows. So Ishvara controls Maya. So when the circle is drawn by Ishvara, he doesn't get fooled by the circle, he controls it. That's why Krishna carries this. See, this is called Prakriti. Maya is also called Prakriti, Avyukta, Pradhan, and all that stuff, names. So Krishna carries Prakriti, meaning he controls Maya. So whenever virtue declines, irreligion prevails, I manifest myself again through Maya. So Ishvara uses Maya to get all his things done. Like in 1 second, he can come down and do whatever he wants to. So that's why incarnation, that's how they do it. And jiva, which is the smaller circle of avidya, we get fooled by the circle, and the avidya, we get trapped like a spider who draws a web and gets trapped. So the whole purpose of this thing, this whole complex, like what are we doing, what is the purpose, is that if you see there's that page and there's a bigger circle of Maya and there's a smaller circle of Vidya, the purpose of Maya, why God creates this world, why you exist, is to know your avidya, because we are carrying that avidya. The moment the circumference of your circle goes away, gone, the Maya goes away, page, you get merged with the page, it's gone, because there is only one. Even now when you're facing the most complex problem in your life, you are free because you are directly that Brahman, that page. So there is no like, oh, it's going to happen tomorrow. If you can't know it now, you're never going to know it. That's why you have to educate yourself. And so you can go to www.magicofgod.com to just save 3 decades and to just directly grab it. Now, here's the thing. This Prakriti is made up of 5 things: earth, air, fire, space, water. It sounds simple, but most people don't get it. So space. Now look at it. Each of that has a deity. So space has this deity, Veda Mata. And then the god of the Veda Mata is Ganesha. So Ganesha rules the space. But Veda Mata, what that means is that all the knowledge, not only just this between the earth and space, like there is 35 million such universes as Puri Shankaracharya. So all the knowledge that is stored in you, inside you, each one of us, in that space, in the form of Veda Mata. So whatever knowledge I am saying or you are listening or whatever it is all churned, is all coming out from this Veda Mata. That means all knowledge is within us. And that is in the Veda Mata, which is the goddess Veda, from which all Vedas came. So you, no matter what you think, like, oh, I'm ignorant. No, you're not ignorant. You're only getting fooled by the circle. Inside of you is the goddess of Veda Mata. What more do you want? You have everything inside of you. So there's nothing to panic here. We just have to get that out. How? By removing the avidya. So also, oh, I want to bring the light. You're full of light. 99.99% of spiritual jerks don't get it because of these spiritual teachers who are making a fool of you. You have inside of you Veda Mata, and Ganesha is blessing you. But because of this avidya, this circle which you have got, so all you got to do is remove the avidya from it. Instead of that, everyone is feeling, oh, I got to do this, I got to do that, I got to add power. You don't have to add power, you have to remove the delusion. So space is inside that Veda Mata. Next is touch, which is air. So that is Vayu. Vayu is the god deity. So everything is a deity. So this is next is after space, air. That's Vayu. What that means is anything that you touch or anyone touches you or whatever, nothing will defile you. Like your soul will never get harmed by any touch. Oh, like shame, that all, nothing. No, nothing. Because it's you're protected by Vayu Devata who protects your Atman. See, that's what God knows. That's what Ishvara, Maya knows. That's why it's so important to study. That's why Avidya is the smaller circle, Maya is the bigger circle where Ishvara. That's why we have to surrender to Ishvara, because you will get the powers of Veda Mata. You will get the powers of Vayu Devata who is protecting the Atman. So no touch can defile you. Then third is fire. Fire God. So here's the thing about fire, which Shankaracharya says, everyone is pure, because no matter, you look at Ganges water. Now, so even study was conducted by German scientists, like you make it as impure as you want, it will again become pure. The water cannot become impure at all. It is always pure, always. Why? So fire in you have got fire God within you, which protects whatever you do. You can never be impure. You can means your soul can never be impure. That is why I am a sinner. Is like I can never be a sinner. That's the whole idea. Why? Because the fire in you is called illumination. It illumines always, because fire is illumination. What does fire do? It burns everything to ashes. So I don't care what you did, shame, this, that. Fire in you is always burning, and especially in the waking state is ruled by fire. And that fire is illumination. So you can never be impure no matter what you do. That doesn't mean you do whatever you want. The soul can never be impure because of the fire element. So the fire in you is what protects you and makes you pure. That's why the purity, the confidence in purity is always there, because no action can make you impure. See? Because of the fire God present, which is. Next is water. It's called Varuna Devata. So a taste. Next is the, earth, which is Brahma, and Bhudevi, goddess Devi. We are protected. So our body is made of this earth. Nothing that happens to this body, that's why even if you die, anything that happens to the body, our soul is always protected. So we have these five deities, which is called Prakriti, which is already there in us. And that's what Maya, Ishvara knows. And that's why he's telling us, but we are not listening. So Puri Shankaracharya says, we have screwed up water, fire, air, space, earth. We have screwed it up. All vegetables everything is screwed with chemicals. Water is screwed up. So your body is made up of all that fire, space, water. If that is screwed up, water is screwed up, you are going to be screwed up. That's why all this virus and all this is coming. So yesterday someone said, why is God's not helping? India. Well, first is there is a difference between gods as in small g and God as in Ishvara. Small g is all the other deities who are dependent on Ishvara. Now here's the thing. Ishvara is a witness. He cannot help anyone. And the reason is this, avidya. So let me tell you a little bit about why God cannot help, is not helping. So there are three things in the Maya: Sattvic, Rajas, and Tamas. Now here's the thing, most people, and there's a lot of study here needed. Most people say, oh, I know Sattvic. No, we most don't know anything about Sattvic, because if you know Sattvic, Rajas, and Tamas, really, we will not get into trouble. So here's what it is. So I'll tell you a few things in a very simple way. God, the big circle Maya, only uses Sattvic and Tamas. What is Sattvic? Intelligence. Rajas is motion, moving, anything that moving, like my hands moving, yes, thoughts moving. And Tamas is matter. So intelligence, motion, matter. So God, when he wants to create the moon, he directly goes from Sattvic to matter, Tamas. God does not use Rajas like that directly. Intelligence, idea, direct this thing, manifestation. That's the power. That's what he has. For you and I, we go through, let's say I want to write a book. I can't just visualize something and bam, the book could be produced. No, I will have to write it on a computer. Then, I will have to save it. Then I have to edit it. Then I have to print it. So what happens is the book which comes out, the object is different from me. See, that then duality comes because I have introduced Rajas. Whereas God, he's both the creator and creation. You have to realize he doesn't use Rajas. So Sattvic to Tamas, he's both the creator and creation. He's both the subject and object. If he creates a moon, God becomes the moon. God becomes the body. God becomes everything. But you and I don't become the book or don't become whatever we create. There's a difference because we're using Rajas. So here's the thing. The Sattvic and Tamas both don't move. And Rajas is in between. And when Rajas, listen carefully, when Rajas looks at Sattvic, that's when you are moving. Sattvic is illumination. You're illumining yourself. You're giving a chance to illumine all the knowledge, and then, so your actions are beautiful. When Rajas looks at Tamas, that's when you get into trouble, because now you're going to get into procrastination, dullness, your own idea, your own philosophy, all this 100 billion philosophies, why the virus came, all that crap. And then breathing like a fool. All that is because the Rajas is looking at Tamas. If this Rajas looks at Sattvic, you will know instantly right now everything. That's what happens. So when Rajas is looking at Tamas, God can't help you because you are inside the circle and God is telling you to come out. You'd say, no, I want to be in this. And there's many stories which I'll share with you. So you're looking at Tamas. No one can help you because all these three are self-contradictory. It's not there at all. There's only one page. So no matter what is told, this whole thing is that you have to help yourself, because inside of you everything is there. God can only help you remember. He can tell you, well, look at Satvik. Well, you'll say, what do you mean by look at Satvik? Or whatever God says, we are not even in a position to listen because one has not trained the intellect to listen. So this whole idea of Maya and Avidya, and we'll maybe do one more part, is to expose your Avidya. And if you are able to see your Avidya, your false visualization, which is the whole deal of 5,000 years of study, then things should, because whenever your Rajas wants to turn to Tamas, you'll remember that and you'll turn here. You'll change your destiny. That's what God can do for you if you turn your face back to Him. More of that in the next. You can go to www.magicofgod.com to save 3 decades to bring sanity to your life. Thank you and God bless.